Good evening, everyone who's already here. As we're waiting to get started, if you want to, in the chat, just give us a little thumbs up or a plus sign that you can hear us. And just tell us where you're from, and we'll be starting in just a few minutes. Again, if you can hear us, go ahead and give the thumbs up. Great. And also, if you just want to tell us where you're from so we know where our audience tonight will be awesome. Great. Thanks, Kason. Canada. All right. Nashville, Munich, Alabama. Atlanta's in the house. Texas, Wisconsin, Montana. This is awesome. And we'll give it just another minute and we'll get started. Iowa. Looks like we got about 12 states and 3 countries already represented here. So let's go ahead and get started. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bill. I'm going to be your host tonight. Let me share with you our agenda. And for tonight, we're going to do a little bit of introductions. I'm hearing a big echo, folks. We'll talk a little bit about housekeeping, about what's going to happen during the event and what happens afterwards. Me and my co-host will share some tips and tricks and some new features that have come out. And then, of course, the whole part of the evening tonight is we will take your questions and answers. Gareth, you want to talk a little bit about the housekeeping?
Sure. Thanks, Bill. Firstly, everyone, thank you for joining us. My name is Gareth. I'm also one of the customer success managers here at Atera. Just to point out a couple things, we are going to obviously be taking your questions, and I just wanted to point out that those questions that we may not get to, someone either from our support team or the customer success team will come back to you and we'll answer your questions. We'll obviously do our best to cover as many as possible. I also want to point out, I'm sure you'll see that we have a very short, or I should say very obvious link to fill in a survey. It's literally a couple of questions. If I can ask everyone towards the end of the webinar just to fill out the survey. Your feedback is very important to us. It also helps us kind of keep focused and make sure that the webinars that we're hosting are relevant. Finally, I also just want to point out that if we don't cover anything specifically or any specific questions that we may not cover and there's something that kind of triggers your memory once we're done with the webinar, we do have 24/7 live chat support in English. I know that we had, I think, Christopher from Germany. We also have support in German, which is available Monday to Fridays. But just to point out that we do have the 24/7 live chat support. And for any other additional questions that your memory may get sparked and say, I wanted to ask that, but you didn't, you're welcome to reach out to your customer success manager as well.
Sorry, and just to do some introductions, again, my name is Bill. I'm the technical onboarding manager. I'm here to help folks get on board as smoothly as possible. With me tonight is also a big team here. We got Gareth, who hails from South Africa. He's also a customer success manager. Sitting in the back with us, we have Dima, and Dima is another customer success manager, hails from Russia, is now here. And all the way from Romania, we have our support manager for tier 2 is Adrian. So everybody wave hello. We've got a crack team of experts on with us tonight. Just before we begin, I just want to do a little bit of advertising. This is just one webinar. We're going to be doing this every other Tuesday night, but we also have other webinars with network discovery, with patching, RMM, PSA, billing, and we have all of our other resources on site with the knowledge base, with the blog, Facebook groups, live chat. So by all means, while we have this event tonight, keep track of what we're going and you'll get invitations to them. So at this point, let's do it. All right. So I'm going to stop my sharing. But before we begin, Gareth, one of the things that Gareth does is he's working with clients all the time. Gareth, when you're meeting with the client, what are the top tips that you like to share with them to make sure they're really delivering the Atera experience?
I think perhaps I can jump into some tips that I've had recently. I'm actually going to go ahead and share my screen if you don't mind, Bill. Let me jump in. Give me 1 second, guys. You can just confirm you see the platform.
Looks great.
Okay, so maybe what I'll do is I'll jump into some kind of quick use tips and tricks, something that clients have either asked me recently or some new features that have come out. I think the first thing that I wanted to point out, which is a simple feature but was really requested a lot by users of Atera, was the ability to change your default page. And I want to show you quickly because, as I say, it's a nice kind of quick time saver. In the right-hand side, if one's to click on the profile and I go into my profile, you'll see in the middle of the screen, you can actually select your default page. So I know some people want the default page, as I do, to be on the tickets as opposed to the dashboard. So just to let you know, that's kind of a nice, quick and easy tip, something that's recently been added to the Atera console, and that's something you're able to do from the profile. I think another one that I wanted to point out, which has kind of come up quite a lot recently, is the ability to prevent the Atera agent from being removed. If you go into the admin and into the settings, and within the agent portion, you'll see that actually the ability to prevent the Atera uninstall prevention has now been added. So those are kind of two relatively new features that have been added. Obviously, we take your feedback very seriously, and these have come from user requests that have been made. Bill, do you mind if I jump into something a little bit more complicated just before I can see we don't have, not sure we have any questions coming yet, but Bill, do you mind if I just I'll jump into one more kind of little bit more detailed explanation?
Go for it, man.
Okay, great. I recently had a customer request this, and it's actually something else. I wanted to point out that custom fields you're able to add custom fields throughout the Atera platform. These can be added in tickets, customer, contact, contract, as well as some others. And the reason why I wanted to point these out is recently a customer asked me if they could create rules around ticketing, so the ticket automation rules that were centered around a specific custom field. So as a start, let me just point out that where you create the custom fields and how you add those. So if you go into the admin settings, you will see in the top row under basic settings, you have custom fields. And along all of these options, you are able to add custom fields. And what I actually did is I was on a call with a customer. They showed me a great use case, and I wanted to point it out to everyone. So I've actually recreated the rule. and I'd like to show it off because I thought this was quite useful. So here we go. So basically, for those people that aren't familiar with the ticket automation rules, the ticket automation rules allow you to set an action that will automatically trigger once a certain condition arises or occurs. So you can create as many unique automation rules as you like. And if you combine these with some of the email templates that are available that you've created, you have a powerful time and money saving tool, which can boost your team's efficiency. So I've gone into the ticket automation rules. You can see I've actually created a service down ticket trigger. And basically what this does is with the ticket property, when that is system down, which is a custom field that I've put in, both the technician will receive an email, and that's an email template that I've created with the ticket number, with the ticket details, the person that opened the ticket through the portal, as well as the last comment from that ticket. So if you're accessing the ticket via mobile and you're just accessing it on mobile, you'll be able to see that as well. And I've also created a template so to automatically send an email to the person that's opened that ticket saying, "Hi, we've received your ticket. We're on top of it." And this is a particular rule that the customer that I spoke to created for a particular kind of VIP customer that they had, an end user, to get that alert to a specific email that they'd like sent whenever that was triggered. So, Bill, I think those are kind of two or a couple of recent kind of tips or tricks that I found that were really helpful. I don't know if there's specific ones that you'd like to share.
Yeah, that's great, Gareth. And actually, I think I might steal a couple of those in my next training. So really appreciate that. Let me steal the share here for just a second. And you know what, let me try to show a couple things, if that's okay. So I'm going to share my screen real fast. And one of the things I want to point out is that when now or up until a day or two ago, when you open up your system, it would always come to the device pages. You would always end up right here. And now what's happening is that you have the ability to change your main screen. So in order to do that, is you just, when you're in the dashboard or anywhere, up in there, your profile, and you're going to come down here into my profile. And in my profile, you can decide on what default page. So right now, my default page is set at devices. If I wanted to, I could change it to dashboard. I could change it to ticket, customers, alerts, whichever one you do it. You can customize your dashboard the way that you want to do it. I think it's a great feature that just came out. What I want to do, one of the things when I'm doing onboarding, when I'm working with new clients, is I really like to show off our amazing AI features. And particularly, I like to talk about scripting, because scripting used to be, it's like, okay, we write a script and we just put it in the command prompt or whatever. There's like one place. But there's a lot of things with scripting. There's so many ways to integrate it in the Atera platform, particularly using the AI script generator. It's been a big help, and I hear a lot from the customers that they like it. So what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and do a quick demo of that, and then we'll go. So I'm going to click on admin. I'm going to come over here to scripts. And in the scripts, a couple of things that a lot of people like. First thing is, you have your My Scripts, and then you have this shared script library. My Scripts are all the scripts that either you've created yourself, or the ones that you've cloned from the share, or the ones that you've created from the AI. But one of the things that somebody pointed out to me the other day, which was a great tip, he's like, "Bill, what are the scripts that people like to use? Which are the ones that are most used?" And what you can do is just go over to clones, and you actually just click it, give it a double click there, and you're going to see which clones are. So for example, right here, this particular clone has been used 15,000 times. And it's a great sign. It says, this is an important one. So oftentimes I'll encourage our clients to go here, take a look at some of the scripts that have been used, and you can use them for a lot of reasons. In fact, I'm going to show you in just a few minutes where I like to use them. The other thing in my scripts, and this is, I talked about the AI, is we come over here to create script. And pretty much it's like anything else in AI. You ask the question and then you get a script. So what I'm going to do is I actually did a cut and paste here. So give me a second, because my cut and paste is much faster than my writing. So I'm going to create a script basically that's clean memory of temp files and empty trash can, and do not display, because I wanted to have sort of a silent silent happening in the back. All I need to do is hit on the generator or the generate and a little couple times, and there I have it right there. And at the very end, you'll even see it says hide output from the script, silently continues. So it's going to happen in the background. What I also have now, I already have my title, which is clean temp files and recycle bin. It has a description. If I want to put in as a category, I'll just call it, I'm going to call it one clean so I can find it quickly. And then all I have to do is create it. So now inside my scripts, it's going to generate there. I can read it here. You can see one clean right there. It has it for me. I can edit if I ever want to. I can delete it, and I can also share it to the library, and it can become part of the shared script library. What I'm going to do now is show you a couple of places that you can do it. The first and obvious place for me is that I'm going to go over to my thresholds, and a couple of things about the thresholds that are great is one is that you can modify them however you want. So for example, the warning for the CPU load, it's 9-minute period. If I want to go and change it, I can change that I can lower it up and go up and down with it. So I can fix that however I want to do it. But I can also go into it and have a self-healing. So I'm going to take a look at this one right here. Create warning alert for memory usage exceeding 85% for a 10.5-minute period. So I'm going to go in here, and you can see this is basically the setup, but there's an auto healing script that I want to attach to it. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to find the one that I just wrote. I'm going to type the letter 1, and I think it was called 1 clean. Now, everything always looks good until somebody's watching. All right, where is my script? Clean temp files and recycle. There it is right there. Okay, so I have that right there, and I'm going to click on select. And now you can see that it's sitting here in the auto healing script, which means this is when the threshold of the memory usage it goes over the threshold, then this script is going to run in the background. It's going to take care of it. So I don't have to go into the system. I don't have to go remotely and manage it. I don't have to walk over to somebody's office. It's going to happen in the background, and it will resolve the alert as well, and you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to hit change. I'll save it. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do it that way. And I'm going to add it. And now you can see that I've got a warning there. It's got the self-healing for what's going on. I created another one down here just to show you. This was also created with the AI, and this creates an alert whenever it's whatever the end user has never logged off for like 4 days. His uptime has been up on 4 days. It's going to send them a notification, a very, very simple notification that basically says, please reboot. It's not going to reboot it. It's just going to be a reminder. And I just wrote this. I put a script here. I put the auto healing script here. And so it's going to self-manage it. I think it's an amazing feature. One more place here I just want to show you here. I'm going to go to admin, and I'm going to come over here to patch management. And if I want to, I can go into a script right here, and I can just add a script as a regular patch. So if you want to do something on a regular management, if you want to do something just what I wrote earlier about cleaning the system out or making sure somebody reboots, you put your script right in here, you select the script that you want, and then make sure that you create a schedule for that. I think it's amazing the places that you can manage those. And it's easy to clone the scripts. It's easy to create your own scripts, and most importantly, it's really important to use, or really helpful to use the AI. One more thing I just wanted to point out on the AI, if we go into our devices, and we take a look at our devices here, and this is my full list of devices. You all have the same list, and it's kind of a mess of a lot of different things. There's servers in here, there's SNMPs in here, there's all kind of things, and I created a filter, and I've made a bunch of different views. You can see I have a server view, I have an HTTP view, and I have an SNMP view. I'm going to go into my SNMP view, which basically filtered out all my other ones, and it shows me my SNMP. I can go into it, and the thing that's missing right now is I don't have any OIDs or MOIDs. And with the new AI, one of the things I have is the generate OIDs. All I have to do is click on it, wait a few seconds while the triangle is giving the spin. It's going to generate, and again, these are pulling it from the device itself. And Come on. Now, as I said earlier, everything works perfectly until there we go. And so now I have a full list of the AI generated OID recommendation. Again, they're recommendations, but again, this is pulling them straight from the device. I have all my OIDs. I have all my monitored OIDs, which will eventually create warnings as well. I click here, and I don't have to click all of them if I want. I can click one by one. I can say, I really don't want this one, and I don't need my drum life information. I add them, and now I have all my OIDs and my MOIDs successfully put in. So yeah, these are the ones that, Gareth, that I like to show when I'm doing the onboarding. Okay.
Sorry, Bill. Can I just jump in? I want to see. I mean, we've had quite a few questions. I think I want to jump into one or two.
Let's go there. Okay.
Yeah. I will push a question right now, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Dima.
Sophie, Bill, can I take this? Sophie Blake said,
"You got it, man."
On the AI, is the data secure? Do you use customer data to train the system? And I think this is not only a great question, but I guess a really pertinent one at the moment, and something that a lot of people within this industry are asking. So I think maybe let me just give a overall answer and then answer it more specifically. We use Microsoft Azure OpenAI. It's a unique instance that is highly secured. It's a private model utilizing a portion of the engine as opposed to an open public model. So whatever has been input into Atera is not shared or distributed or kind of fed back, and not shared amongst other Atera users as well. It's kept within your instance of Atera. So I think that's kind of important to point out. I know this is obviously not only a hot topic of the day, but it's a key focus for us at the moment. So yeah, I'm sure for those of you that are interested in AI to also keep a lookout. We have a bunch of other webinars coming out. There's some other exciting either webinars or events around AI. So just keep an eye out for those. Let's see one of the other questions.
Yeah, sure. The next one, on the AI topic, Gareth, if you
sure, go ahead. Do AI features come at an added cost? So for now, the AI features are available across plans at no additional cost. I say it with an asterisk. I'm saying for now that is the case. So for now, these are features that are available to all Atera users at the moment without additional cost for now.
Awesome, thanks. There's a question there about patching that I'd be happy to answer. And let me just do a quick share here because I wanted to point something out. The question was, does Atera patch all software on the computers? Excellent question. I get that quite a bit. And I just want to point out a couple of things. And I'm going to open up and share my screen here real fast. Oh, I've already got it shared there. Nope, it didn't share. Hang on 1 second. Let's go ahead and share my screen. And I believe you can see it now. There we go. And two things I want to point out. When you have your automation profiles, you have the software bundles that you can upload, and then you can have update all for your software management. Two things that are really important about this. Anything that, and all of our patching all of our bundles are coming from Chocolatey, and any software that you upload as a part of a bundle will be updated through the patch process when you undo up here. And this is also important, and this is one of our KBs about automated software. There's a list. Any of the software that's on this list right here, and again, the name of this particular KB, you just type in the word Chocolatey, and it'll come up with automate software patching. And there's a great list here. So any of the software that's on this list that's already in the system will also be updated by our system. Okay, so if you got 7-Zip, which I know is popular, your Google Chrome, Microsoft Teams, Skype, Dashlane, any of those that are already in the system, yes, they will be updated as well. Okay.
Can I jump in for a second, Bill? I think this is a good time to also just explain how we create software bundles. I don't know if you want to jump into that, otherwise I'm happy to take it.
Yeah, I'm here right now. I don't mind doing it.
Fantastic.
So there's a couple places that, one of the things I always like about Atera is that you can do a lot of things in many places. So for example, if I wanted to create a bundle, I could do it from right here. Okay, I could create a bundle from right here, or I could come over here to admin, and then I have a software bundle place to do it right here. And this also, I can see all the different bundles. This is our demo, so I've got a bunch of different ones, but it's really easy to create one. I'm going to click on new bundles, so I'm going to create a Windows bundle, and I'm going to call it Bill's Bundle, no better name. And then we're going to search for the software. And again, all this is going to be freeware. Obviously, there's no licensed software inside here. And usually the ones that people like to put in, it's like, let's take a look at VLC, for example. There's a VLC media player. I'm going to add that into my bundle. Let's see. Let's get another one. I know it's 7-Zip. Let's pull in 7-Zip. There's 7-Zip. We'll add that one. And then let's go into, I think Google Chrome is a moderately requested one. And there's Google Chrome for Enterprise. I'm going to add that one. And you can see I've got my bundle right there. I'm going to save it. Okay. And now I have my bundle ready to go. So if I go back into admin and then I come back over to my patch management. Okay. And this is just one way. I can also go right into devices and add a bundle. And I come over here and I'm going to create, find the bundle for patching. So right over here, it says select bundle. I click on it. And I'm going to select Bill's bundle right there. I can see what there's there. Those are the ones that I asked for. And I'm going to hit select. I can see now that Bill's bundle is inside there ready to go. And again, once again, in all of our patching, if you don't put a schedule on it, it won't run. Okay, this looks very nice right now, but until I add a schedule, and just select my frequency, I can do it one time, daily, weekly, monthly, annually, and I can also do things multiply. And just as a real quick one, just as a side note, over here where it says run the profile on newly installed agents, saves a lot of time. So if you create that bundle, whenever you have a new agent, a new device, you can go ahead and take care of your disk management, put all your bundles in, run your OS patch all the time that you have a newly installed agent. Okay. Questions?
We see a question from Rachel. Where do I go to get training on custom reporting? So Rachel, one thing you can do, or let me first point out that we have obviously the live webinars that cover a range of topics. These usually rotate and we cover some of those topics. What you can do is you can also refer to the recorded webinars. There are already available recorded webinars on reporting and custom reporting. I know that there'll be additional ones coming out at some point. Again, we kind of, as things get updated, we're kind of making sure to keep those up to date. Additionally, if you are having issues with reporting or there's something specific that you need to know, you can either reach out to the amazing guys on the support team, which is, as I mentioned, 24/7. Alternatively, you can reach out to the customer success team, and they can assist you with the specific needs that you have around reporting.
Awesome. Somebody asked, are we going to get a recording of this event? In probably a day or two's time, this event will be on our events page, and it will be a recording of the event, and you'll be able to take a look at it. But it will be set in our grouping there. Actually, Gareth, I was going to say, where do I go to get training on custom reporting? I was going to say we're going to have a new one in Hawaii in about 2 months, but I guess that's probably not the right answer.
Very optimistic thinking of you, Bill. Do a live session from Hawaii.
Okay. What do we have for questions? Let's take a look.
It came from the chat, just reposting this, guys.
Awesome. You want to run on that one, Gareth?
You can go ahead and I'll fill in. Go ahead, Bill.
Actually, you know what? Adrian's been sitting there. Adrian is our key support. And I know, Adrian, you've been sitting there looking beautiful, but you want to give that one a shot? Quick question. How do we install a Atera agent for SNMP? I want to set up an SNMP for firewall and switches.
For sure. So in order to monitor SNMP devices, firewall routers, printers, whatever they are, you need to have a Windows machine on the same network as the switch or the printer or whatever. Install Atera agent on that device, and then you will be able to add the printer in Atera as SNMP device using its IP, its I don't know, SNMP version, or depends on the device.
Thanks, Adrian. And by the way, I just want to do a shout out real quick to Adrian. Gareth talked about it right at the very beginning, our 24/7 live chat. It's an amazing group of people. And when we talk about our live chat, they don't answer in minutes, they answer in seconds. And it's the go-to place if you really need help. Adrian is on the T2 levels. What's that?
A lot of people are sleeping on this button, so I would be happy if we can show this to the audience because, like, from my experience, a lot of people miss this
Great.
button.
I'll go ahead and share that right now. Hang on. So let's share that real quick. Thanks for sharing that, Dean. And so if you come right over here, if you can see now you can see it down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And for those of you in the States, that's what I call the Pittsburgh Steeler, but that's our AI symbol. And pretty much anywhere that you go, whenever you see that symbol, that means it's an AI feature. So for example, on this page right here, there's going to be an AI assistant, and it's oftentimes related to some of the questions about the capabilities of AI, and you can just go right into there. But right below it is that question mark. In that question mark, you're gonna, it says schedule a webinar, but it's also, it really means the webinar schedule. So you can see the webinars that there are, the ones that are coming up, going into the help center. This is more of a text kind of thing, but the real big winner, and this is where you can really meet the crack team from our 24/7 live chat, is right here, start a live chat, and you just click on it. It'll tell you who you are. It'll give you your email. It'll ask you what kind of inquiry that you have. And then you type your message, and literally in seconds, this team gets on board and will do whatever they can to resolve. If they can't resolve it, they definitely will. It will automatically open a ticket, and it will be escalated to the people who need to take care of it. And typically, and it's actually, Gareth mentioned it at the very beginning about your customer success manager. Typically, when something is addressed through the 24/7 support, it's going to go to your customer success manager. So Gareth will get it, Dima will get it, or whoever your CSM is will get that ticket. Okay. Any plans for an iPad agent? So the quick answer is yes. The longer answer is that it's in the roadmap, but there's not a time frame at all right now, but it is a discussion about having an agent there. But it's something that's really important. I actually want to do another quick jump. One of the things also on all the pages, if you go up into your profile and you click down, let me just click this out of the way. Let me close that. Okay, you can see, why is it not closing on me? All right.
Click to reconnect. Just click there. Yep.
All right, thanks. There we go. So when there's ever something that you want to see what's going on, there's a couple of places that you can check. One is over here, and you can see what's new, what's coming out. But you can also take a look if there's a feature that we don't have, and you think it's an important feature, you can come over here to the features board, and it's going to open up. And what you'll be able to see is you'll be able to see, and it'll ask you, do you have an idea for a new feature? You can tell about it, but you can also take a look at the features that other people have. And it's just not a page to write information and just to sort of say, yeah, this is really important to you. But our product team and a lot of our teams will take a look at it, and decisions are made from this board. And you can see, for example, alert when agent uninstalled. And it says under review. So you can know that right there that the product team has seen that as important. If you like it, you can vote on it, like free dashboard account or major flaw tickets, MS Office updates. I can just click on it and give my vote to say that it's important to me. And you can also see some of the other features that people are looking for, and you can add your voice, or you can just add to that. Okay. In fact, let me just do something here. Let's do it real quick. I'll type in iPad and let's see if it comes up. iPad OS support. We've gotten a few requests for that. Install on iOS and Android, device importance for generic, iOS support. So you can add your vote to that. Or again, you can post a new idea.
Okay, time for the next one.
So can I jump into, do you want to, I can share that right over, because this one was just from the last conversation. So you have to add software to be patched to the software package. Yes and no. Gareth, you want to give that one a shot, or I'll go ahead and take it?
No, you're on it. Go ahead, Will. I'm going to look for the next question while you're on it.
All right, awesome. So what we talked about on the, do I have to add software to be patched to the software package? So the answer is yes and no. So the yes and no, let me just open that up here real quick. I'm going to go to my knowledge base, and in my knowledge base, I'm going to type in Chocolatey. Oh, I don't spell so fast. There we go, automatic software patching. So anything, let's first come over here to the patches. Anything that I would have added as a bundle when I'm doing a patch, when I'm doing software updating, will be updated, okay? In addition to that, anything that's on this list will also be updated as well. So all of the ones that you've added, which are also coming from this list, obviously, and anything that's already on your system will be updated. Okay? I hope that answered the question.
Let me see. We have a question. Jürgen asked, can you show us to make an update for an individual PC and set it up for a group? So let me take this and I'll share again. Bear with me for 1 second. Sorry, I just needed to remove the question. So the question of creating an, maybe I should ask for some clarity on an update. So maybe let's start with showing how you would take, I suppose, updates generally. So looking at the IT automation profiles. So I've gone in the admin panel, I'm switching over to patch management and IT automation. So let's say, for example, you have, well, let's just go into a default. Oh, just going to pick a random profile to show you. First of all, once you've set up what you wanted to set up in terms of whether it's an update, whether it was either software management, whatever it is, you can assign a profile by going to the profile assignment on the left-hand side over here. And you can apply that either by sites, folders, or agents. But I think to answer the question is, once you've created that, how do you apply that to a single device on its own? And the way that you could do that, let's say you wanted to do it either to a single device or to a few single devices. From the devices tab, you're actually able to do a few actions. So you can do this both for the IT automation profiles, but you're also able to do this for alert threshold profiles. So let's say, for example, these, I'm going to just select a few at random. You'll see that within the devices page, along the top, I have some options where I can either assign IT automation profiles, install software, assign threshold profiles, etc. So if you wanted to assign to individual devices, you could do it from here. Alternatively, if you wanted to do it in a single device, you could go into that device itself, and you'll see on the right-hand side, you can manage either the threshold profile, the IT automation profile, and the configuration policy. The configuration policy deals specifically with Windows updates. I'm not sure if that was the specific question. If it is, Jürgen, just let us know, and I'm happy to jump in. I suppose while we're here and I'm waiting for another question, I'm going to jump into that and just say, because it said running updated running for all computer. Sorry, yeah, is the update running for all computer, only for one? So to answer that question, if you wanted to batch apply to a number of devices, you could either assign the profile from the IT automation page. Alternatively, you could select the number of devices, and if you wanted to do it within a specific device, you could do it from here. Maybe just to give a case study, I think I've answered the question. I can see you responded, but just to give a case study of when you would do that, you may have a certain profile that you want to apply to a VIP customer, a VIP contact. Perhaps you have higher alert threshold profile that you want to attach onto a specific device. That's kind of a use case on when you could apply separate profiles to either devices or folders or sites. So it looks like I answered that. Jürgen, let me know if you need if I need to clarify further.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, so one of the questions that was recently posted, and we got a bunch already. Thanks, guys, for being active today. Appreciate it.
Can I throw one to? Oh, there we go.
Yep, found it. Yeah,
No,
because it was it was pasted a while ago.
boss man. All right, boss man. The manager needs a weekly technician report by tickets. There are no reporting systems to show what each tech has done during the week. Let's take a look at a couple different things here. I'm going to go back and do a share here real quick. And let's go into my screen again. And one of the features that we talked about at the very beginning, and somebody asked a question about it, is in our reporting. And depending on the level of reporting you have, there's a number of different features. The first one over here is going to be classic reports. And this is something that during the onboarding process, I'm always recommending to teams to spend some time taking a look at the different reports that are available to them, because I think people are surprised to find the different kinds of information that you can pull from them. There's somebody said something earlier about, are you able to track what's going on? Are you able to see what's happening? Even with, you can have a patch and automation feedback. So when you click patch and automation feedback, you're able to get a report about what patches were run, when they were run, what actions may have failed. You can actually take a look at what agents they were failed at. What was the error code? You can get quite a bit of information on that. Some of the other ones that with the recent processes that so you can see, like for example, I'm looking at this for the past week of November 22nd to the 28th. Actually, not a lot has happened. This is my demo site, but I can pick and choose what it is that I want to run. And I want to point this out again, because this is always in our system, is always you're going to see that learn more. And whenever you see that learn more, that's that point. If you get stuck, if you need some more information, without calling the 24/7, without calling your CSM, you can just click on that learn more, and you get a recent processes report that talks about how you do it, how you get the information, and how you can read it. Go back into classic reports, a couple of ones, and you can take a look at technician comparison and technician performance. I believe this is what the question was looking for. This is probably not going to give us a lot of data right now, just because, again, it's our demo sites, and I'm not for sure we've been answering a lot of questions. But what I can do is I can take a look at the technicians, and we've got quite a few here. But I can pick a particular technician, and again, you're probably not going to see anything here because I haven't answered any tickets lately. But it will show you what has happened. It looks like I'm pretty lazy in general because I've had 3 assigned, and I haven't really done anything. So it will show you, though, by technician, what's gone on, what their performance is, what their by product, we open tickets by product, tickets by the source, where the tickets are coming for, tickets by priority, and it'll also give you a rating about what's going on. You can also use it, and there's the technician comparison, and it will compare all of the technicians about their performance, and you can get a chance to see who's done what done who, and what's gone on within that particular one. Again, this is a demo site. It looks like pretty much we're all pretty late. Actually, of course, Dima has been the busy one over there. I see Dima's actually answered quite a few. And you get a good picture of what's going on with your technicians and specifically with ticketing as well. Okay. I wanted to throw one out to Adrian. Adrian, you up for one more? You ready for one, Adrian? All right, I'm going to throw one at you, Adrian. The notebook, the notebook is next to me working, and I see it in offline status. And the last time it shows us is from July 3rd, the last login of that machine. What would be missing for me to be able to see that online?
Most likely the agent is not running, or maybe something tampered with it. Maybe the actual user of the machine deleted Atera agent. There are quite a few possibilities for an agent to show offline in Atera while it's actually running. In general, we advise to raise a ticket with support for this matter, and we'll help you troubleshoot exactly understanding what happened, why is the agent offline. Maybe it was removed, maybe, I don't know, it changed its network and it's under a different firewall, maybe that is unable to communicate with us. So it's best to raise a ticket with support for this.
Great, thanks. There's a question. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Bill, I wanted to say I see a question that that pops up relatively often, so I wanted to just grab that. Someone asked if there is a way to hide or limit.
I was just looking. Oh, that's exactly the one I was picking on. Like minds, mate.
Listen, I think in the position that we're in, we're speaking to people that are, have the same kind of requirements. So it makes sense that this is something, either from business owners or managers. There are certain aspects of running that there's certain aspects that they may not necessarily want viewable. So what I wanted to point out is that you can create roles and you can limit what certain technicians are able to see based on those roles. Let me show you where you can find that. So I am in the admin panel. If you have a look on the general section at the bottom under roles, if you go into these, you can create a role, and I'll just go into a random one that's been created to view, and you'll see that you have a list of permissions that can be limited. So yeah, this is one way that you can create roles for specific technicians and limit what permissions those technicians or those people may have.
One of the things I just want to add to that, Gareth, is that what you can't do is the menu on the left. You really can't edit that. But when you click on, go ahead, Gareth, can you click on admin for just a second so we can see all the icons? So if you were a technician, you wouldn't have access to these icons. So for example, a lot of the things that Gareth showed that you're toggling off, you wouldn't be able to do scripting, you wouldn't be able to do a lot of different things. So some of these icons wouldn't be available to you if you were classified as a tech.
It's a good point. I think, and I think the common one that kind of pops up a lot is things about reporting, and that's some may want to not have all the reporting features that are viewable. So that's quite a common one that comes up. Cool. Let's go to the next one.
Can I put Adrian on the spot?
You're
Adrian,
being very cruel to him today, Joel.
Yeah, we told Adrian he wasn't going to talk. Adrian, can I throw something at you? Awesome. So Adrian, as a T2 support guy, you get a lot of questions and you get a lot of questions for support. What do you think is one of the top support questions that you're easily able to help people by just some basic configuration?
Honestly, I think the auto healing scripts are one of the best features of Atera that you should try to implement. If that was your question, or maybe I misunderstood it, you're asking what's the.
No, first off, I agree with you 100%, and we talked about that. But more so, what do you get a phone calls about when you get chats that are easily taken care of with just some basic configuration?
Custom fields, automation rules. These are the most common questions. These are related to PSA mostly. What are the prerequisites for the Atera agent when we talk about RMM? What else? There are there are many topics that we can discuss about. If you can pinpoint one in mind, if you have one in mind.
No, it's awesome. I know you guys get a lot of calls, and I'm always curious about what are the things that are easy fixes that just with some minor configuration. Okay.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in with that something there as well? I think
you guys can both jump at the same time. Go for it.
Yeah,
Tim,
we
go
have
ahead.
a question which was apparently like, sorry, of whoever is hiding behind the solutions techno redeck login. Sorry, behind the waterfall of the Q&A, apparently it was lost in the shed. So the thing is about the localization in general, as you know, we are on our way to localize certain sections of the product, including the interface, including the KB articles. So we'll get there. I know that the marketing team is also working on localizing the KB to more languages to make them accessible eventually, but it takes some time because the most common language obviously is English. So this is why it's the first language available. So the French is the feature board. I checked it in the background while we were discussing everything. So I checked it in the background and I found out that there is some like certain requests because we have customers not only from France but also from Canada who also speak French in selected areas. So yeah, certainly this is one of the things we are looking at. Our product team is aware that we have a certain geography of the customers. So keep an eye out on the new features because we have 2-week sprints. We add new features every 2 weeks. This is why you will be eventually be able to switch your help desk agent to the French language. But in the background, I will give you a more detailed answer after the session or when I will check with the product team if they have it in the nearest future plans. Hope that sounded right.
And actually, Dame, I appreciate what you just said, and it's important. Any question that we're not able to answer tonight, we'll either open a ticket for you or we'll send it to your CSM. But anything we don't get tonight, we'll definitely get answered for you. I just want to answer here one real quick here. This one just popped up. Any future plans for Pax8 integration? I can't give you any answer other than we know about this, and it is in discussion. It's not currently on the roadmap, but it is on the discussion. It's in discussion. So unfortunately,
Andrew,
it's not there right now.
Yeah. Side note from me, maybe Andrew, and I would also approach you via email because an integration is a very broad definition because everybody understands the integration differently. Because sometimes it's data exchange, and for some people, for example, for the MSP customers, we know that, for example, there are like the requirement of like, for example, being able to resell certain pieces of software. So yeah, we would love to narrow down the request you have, and for this, I will approach you via email so we can have a short discussion on this. Because As Bill said, we are aware about this, and we would love to get more details. And if there is anything on your end about this specific topic, feel free to use the survey, which will be available shortly. And this is your time to actually post this, and we will collect this in all at once from our lovely audience so we can pass this to the product team in a more efficient way.
Sorry, awesome, thanks. Let me ask. What I'm going to do is we're now just kind of working towards the rundown right now. We've got about 5 minutes, and just so that I do this before we leave, I want to remind everybody to do the survey. And if you don't mind, let's go ahead and put that survey out so everybody has access. I just click on the survey button, right? I need my IT support here. Sorry, Dima, can you push that out? Or is it just to click on the top? I apologize. I thought I knew this.
Yeah, sorry, I was. So, okay.
Yeah. I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance to do that before we finish for the evening.
Yeah, so the last ticket I see, the most recent one. Yeah. Oh,
Sorry, Dean, was that directed at me? I just want to make sure
Oh,
we
I
cover
can
that.
take this myself, no worries. Yeah, so mhm.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so Shadron, so the short answer is lies in the realm of the ticket automation rules. Because there are some, so the ticket automation rules is built around the object, the trigger, and the action which is taken care of afterwards. And there is a possibility to create this type of the auto close the ticket, auto close the ticket when there was no activity for the past X hours, for example. And to get a more detailed and like we had some questions which I saw on the Q&A, guys. Again, we're not ignoring the questions by any means. Sometimes we also have the time to spend it on topics which are beneficial for the whole group, and we will also respond to your questions, even if we haven't managed to do this on the session. And we also invite you to a dedicated session, which, for example, the ticket automation is a perfect example of this, which will provide you a detailed walkthrough by your CSM, how to fine-tune the ticket automation rules to get most out of it. And Shadron, I will check who is your CSM, and I will put him in the CC, and you will be contacted, and the session will be offered. And I hope that
Maybe,
fits your
Dima, sorry,
request.
just to jump in, it might add some clarity. So I showed one of the ticket automation rules when I kicked off. Similarly, as what you would do is you would create the same kind of ticket automation rule, except your condition would be that I'm assuming you would want that the ticket was open for X amount of hours, and then your action would be to then set the ticket status as closed. So the ticket automation rules that I kind of showed at the beginning, that's what you would use to, I suppose, to auto close or auto change the status of tickets. Again, maybe also just to point out, in addition to doing that, you can have multiple actions attached to a condition. So not only would the ticket be resolved, but you could also add another action for an email to be sent either to yourself, technician, as well as the person who opened the ticket.
So I know I was talking about the survey for just a second. I have a different screen than everybody else does, but in the bottom right-hand corner, as I understand, I took a look on the offside. In the bottom right-hand corner, you should see it's a line that says Post Survey, and just to the right of there, you can click on it and you can open up the survey. I believe it's a one-question survey. It'll take you less than a minute to do it, but it's really important for the four of us to get the feedback because we're doing this every other Tuesday. So if there's any other members of your team that you want to join or come in, by all means, every other Tuesday, we will be here answering questions. And again, I want to remind you, in fact, I'm just going to share the screen here really fast before we end. Let's just come back up here really fast. And I want to just do one more quick advertisement. And let's share this screen. And if we come over here to the top where it says events, you'll be able to see all of the different webinars we have. You'll also get them, but you can see the ones that are coming up, the ones we just did now, the PSA webinar, AIT webinar, and you can also pick and choose the different webinars that you want and go back and take a look at some of the others. This is also where you will find the recording for tonight's. It may take a couple days just to clean it up and put it in here, and you'll see that. Folks, it's coming to the end. I want to thank my colleagues, Adrian, Gareth, and Dima for being a part of this. And again, we'll reach out to you for any questions that were not answered. Thank you all and have a great day.
Take care, guys. Have a great one. Bye-bye.